So thank you very much for watching this and recording, or if you're here live with us today, thank you very much for jumping on. I'm going to just put everybody onto mute. So, so John, if you could just unmute yourself very, very soon, that would be fantastic. And John, would you like to start us off on today's show, please?
Yeah, thank you, Stuart. And yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for being here with us this evening. As we were just discussing offline, I got involved with this company around the middle of 2019, ahead of the actual launch. And like many people, I was incredibly skeptical about the claims being made by the people in the business about the products. But I was curious, so I decided to buy some products and try them myself. And one of the reasons I was interested was because I'd heard that golfers got very good results with them, and I play a fair bit of golf, and I do a lot of networking in the golfing community. So I thought I should find out about this technology. And interestingly, the first time I wore the Vox socks and insoles playing golf, it was in a match play situation about which I was a little apprehensive because I wasn't playing particularly well, and I was a bit concerned about getting badly beaten. And in fact, quite surprisingly, my partner and I ended up winning. And I was driving home after that round, thinking just back through the day, and what struck me was that most unusually for me, through that particular game, I had stayed in the present. I was just concentrating on the next shot. I wasn't worried about the last shot. I wasn't getting anxious about any forthcoming shots. I just managed to stay in the moment. And that was a very, very rare way for me to behave on a golf course. And I thought, well, maybe this is something to do with these socks and insoles. What really made a big difference for me was finding out that the guy who invented the technology, Jay Dhaliwal, was looking for something to help his mother, who was diagnosed with MS when he was a teenager. And she went from being a very active lady running a busy house to a wheelchair in about 18 months. And that had quite a profound effect on him. And it became his mission in life to try and do something to help her. And he's ended up, long story, but he ended up creating a technology that can help anybody, but also people with MS and other neurological conditions, although we can't claim those. I went to see a friend of mine who has MS as soon as I got hold of some product, and she'd had a fall a couple of years earlier. She had really badly shaken her confidence, and she was even in the house using a walking stick to get around from room to room just to get across the kitchen and put a kettle on. Went in, explained why I was there, showed her what the products were. And there's a couple of tests you can do with people to test the difference between being on the technology and off the technology. And I did these with her, and she could feel a difference. And we carried on talking just a few minutes, and she was still standing in the middle of her kitchen with her feet on a pair of these insoles. And suddenly this big grin came across her face, and she put her arms out wide like this and just started swinging around, going, whee! And no sign of a walking stick. And at that point, I started to think, well, maybe there is something to these magic socks and insoles. So that was how I started to bat away the skepticism I had felt. Stuart, let's hear how it worked for you.
Yeah, so I had a phone call out of the blue in late 2019 from this chap called John Moody, who said, I've got this amazing new thing coming from Canada, which is helping golfers hit the ball further, longer, straighter, more energy, more power, stamina, keeping in the focus, that sort of thing. Oh yes, John, I said, what is it? He said, it's these socks. Socks, don't be stupid. Anyway, after a few faffs and a few phone calls later, I started to wear these socks at night in bed, and I found out that actually I was able to work harder in the gym and keeping up with people half my age. My muscles didn't ache so much the next day. My memory for names and words in sentences improved tremendously. I used to, before I had the socks on my feet, I used to get to the end of a sentence and just the words wouldn't appear in my brain. And now I can quite confidently, except for a few technical words every now and again, just speak without a script or anything else like this. My quality of hearing also improved as well. And a short time afterwards, we developed a patch, and we're going to talk in a little bit more detail later about these different patches. But a patch came out that actually helped my allergies. So my hay fever, which had happened for 27 years previously, for the last 2 years has not been evident at all, apart from a very extreme example in summer of 2022, which is an extreme level of grass pollen. So that was kind of my journey to discovery, and again, I just love sharing this technology with people, and I love people with walking sticks that they get the patch on their arm, they then go for a walk with the stick, they then say to me, "Would you mind if I just lifted my stick up?" "No problem at all, David." And he lifted his stick up, walked to the end of the room, walked back again, and then he got back to the end and he shook his head and he said, "I can't believe this. My head's not even shaking. I just really can't believe it." And he said, "I've got vertigo." Oh, crikey. And it's those sort of experiences that I just love to share with people. And the number of people that say to me that you're probably familiar with, John, they say things like, "Thank you very much for that patch, which you tried out. It may be a coincidence, but," and then "I slept better," or "I was focused," or whatever the bonus is. So we're here today specifically to talk about exams, anxiety, memory, recall, and also sleep before exams. But it's quite important, I think, to get a bit of the background about how the technology started in the first place, and to show you some information about the general technology in the first case, and then go from there. So if it's okay, I'll share some slides with you. We'll talk through those, and then we can introduce some people to tell their individual stories towards the end of the half an hour. So, don't want that one. This is where I faff because I'm a man and I cannot multitask. So is screen 1 now sharing? Hello?
Yes, we got it there, Stuart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just going to check that the sound's actually on before I do share that properly.
We lost it again.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a man.
Oh.
I have abilities, but they are very limited. Share sound, all good to go. Why is the slideshow button always just hidden in behind there? There we go. Okay, so Super Patch Company. First of all, I'd like to introduce Jay Dhaliwal, who's recorded a bit of an introduction to us about his technology. Take it away, Jay.
Hi, everyone. It's Jay with Super Patch. I hope everyone's having a great day. People are always asking me, "Jay, how do these super patches work?" So today I'm going to give you guys a high-level explanation. So first things first, every physical, emotional, psychological function has a corresponding neurocode in our brains. And these neurocodes, which are just messages, sometimes get stuck or damaged for 1,000,001 reasons, but that leads to poor health, poor wellness, and even poor performance. So after 12.5 years of research at Super Patch, we actually decoded these messages. We decoded the neural code that can help and control the neurofunction of physical, emotional, and psychological function. So every single Super Patch has a pattern and ridges in it. And when these ridges come in contact with our skin, the patch uses the receptors in and on our skin to send that message to our brain. And the brain decodes it. So every single Super Patch is generating a very specific signal that's responsible for a physical, emotional, or psychological function. And that's how the Super Patches work. So all 8 Super Patches have their unique QR code that's sending a unique message that our brain decodes. And that's why we can help with so many wellness, performance benefits that people are seeing. So till next time, you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.
And what Jay didn't mention on that particular video is the fact that in 2021, 2 Nobel Prize winning scientists were the ones that discovered, in inverted commas, the fact that these receptors are actually in the skin. So, so what Jay has done 12 years ago, somebody won 2 years ago the Nobel Prize for discovering these receptors in the first place, which shows that he's way ahead of his time, a legend in his own lifetime, no less. So these super patches help you with a lot of different things, and again, we've talked about focus, mood, quality of life, and stress relief in terms of the exams. So people that are taking exams can experience some of these benefits that we're going to see. Now, how quickly does this technology work? Well, a couple of months ago, there was a road show in Alabama in USA, and this young lady, Brandy, came up to the show, and she hadn't experienced the technology whatsoever. So somebody, and it's actually Carrie who's putting this patch onto her arm. So Carrie got her to walk up and down the stairs a couple of times, and I'm going to let you see her reaction. So this is her third time going up and down these stairs, and you can see what she's like with and without the patch on. This is an example of how this technology works. John was saying about how we test for people. This is Brandy's demonstration.
How many years have you had an issue going up and down the stairs?
Since I was 33, I'm 46, so you can do the math, I can.
13 years.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Please be careful. Okay, I'm gonna put the Liberty patch on her right now. And she's gonna do all of that again.
And by the way, just walking up and down this many times, usually I'm in a lot of pain too, and that's not as bad.
This is her third time doing it. There you go.
It's amazing. Utterly amazing.
Utterly amazing is her comment. And Carrie is doing such amazing things in USA. She's actually in Texas in USA. She obviously went to Alabama for that particular road trip. She's met with lots of influential people. And apparently last week she met with, you probably won't know this name, but Bill Nye, the science guy, is one of the guys in America that's really renowned for presenting science. He and his family are now wearing these patches and this technology, and as well as lots of other people that are influential. A quarterback coach in Texas, Randy Newman, I think it is, the country singer. He's also on the technology as well. So it's becoming much more prevalent in society. So what we have is an entire range of different patches. So we have currently 9 patches available, all of which doing slightly different duties or responsibilities in our bodies. So one of the ones that we have recently taken on board is this one called the Freedom Patch. And again, this is really important, I think, for people going through pain, just pain that people just can't put the finger point on. So idiopathic pain that the medics can't say it's definitely this or definitely that. We've had a trial conducted recently, and I'll let you hear a short video about how this pain patch works with people.
Today, we're going to talk about our Freedom Patch. This is the world's first and only drug-free, non-invasive, and non-electrical pain patch. To understand how the Freedom Patch works and delivers pain relief, we need to understand a little bit about the neuromatrix of pain and how it works. Every physical, emotional, and psychological function has a neural code that controls and regulates it. The various brain regions and signals that help manage pain are called the neuromatrix of pain. Sometimes these signals get stuck, damaged, or corrupted. This leads to poor pain management. Leading studies show that a well-functioning neuromatrix with synchronized signals can lead to reduced pain. So, how do we help the neuromatrix of pain work better? Easy. Just peel and apply the Freedom Patch to where we are feeling the pain. That could be our shoulder, neck, arm, leg, knee, back, or even hip. The Freedom Super Patch has this intricate and special pattern of ridges. It's like a QR code. We already know that our skin absorbs and transmits information from many different types of stimulation, including light, heat, and cold. With the Freedom Super Patch, the skin uses our sense of touch to absorb and transmit the information. When these ridges in the pattern come in contact with our skin, they stimulate skin sensors that generate and send a very complex signal to our brain that helps balance the neuromatrix of pain. A recent study shows the Freedom Patch helped significantly reduce pain for people within minutes. In fact, the study shows that the Freedom Patch helps with pain from arthritis, myofascial, musculoskeletal, and neuropathy. The Freedom Super Patch is a scientific breakthrough that is FDA registered and comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Just imagine less pain without drugs or related risks. The Freedom Patch is an amazing solution for immediate drug-free pain relief.
And it really is. So, so all these videos I've shown you are widely available on YouTube as well, so you can search on YouTube for those particular things. So some of the patches we have, I will whistle through these because we have some great stories from people to follow. So we have a patch for sleep. So 1 in 3 people in the UK are affected by insomnia, which has its own problems of itself. Stress. So this peace patch, I can personally vouch for this. I've had this patch on various different people who've experienced a loss of anxiety within a few minutes of putting this on. So there's one thing that would certainly help with exam preparation, the stress of having to face those exams in the first place. Health, this is the patch that I use to help with my immune system. So I was tested a few years back. I'm massively allergic to horsehair, cat, dog, house dust, and all types of pollen. The only thing I'm not allergic to is mold, ironically, which is not all that good. But this will help to regularize the blood, which therefore deals with those immunity problems. Liberty, this is about getting the brain stem under control. So we always carry out EEGs, and there's a chap on the call today who's a registered EEG, I suppose, technician who's allowed to carry out these EEGs, which monitor the flow of information across the brain. So we've seen that every single person that's had this technology onto them, as in the super patch or the socks, has had the change in the way the brain functions to optimize the flow. And again, you can see some of the details in there about how important it is to be in balance. Pay attention. So this flow patch has been really good, and we've got lots of testimonial stories about children with ADHD, ADD, and an element of cognitive decline in older people. So this has been really good. And again, if you think about the current generation who are faced with things like TikTok and fast-moving multimedia generations, they always want that instant fix to try and get themselves. So they are massively disturbed by things happening around them because the brains are starting to become hardwired. This helps their brain to become more attentive, more focused, and it's got to be good for both study and also for competing the exams in the room as well. Victory patch is for sports people. We're not specifically talking about this today, but this helps lots of sports people in different areas. So power, strength, agility, balance, stability, and recovery. So if you know sports people, this is absolutely perfect for them as well. And again, focus. Focus and commitment to learning are key to excellence, as it says on there. And this can be for people that haven't particularly got any attentional issues. Really, most people probably have these days. But this also helps people to study and to carry out repetitive jobs, such as long distance driving or working on an assembly line, for example. We then have an Ignite patch, which in tests has been shown to burn up to 25% more calories in your resting metabolic rate. So you do nothing different, and it will increase the rate of burning of those extra calories. So we have, in essence, 9 different patches. More are coming very soon, so we'll announce those in due course. But overall, we have a unique product. So it's the only drug-free, non-invasive product that can attack all those different markets or help in those different markets with a $4.5 trillion marketplace opportunity. And some of the results we've had in tests are, you can see on here, and we have lots of other studies coming through as well. So at this stage, I will stop sharing the slides and hand back to John. John, would you like to introduce some of our people today?
Yeah, thanks, Chip. So just referring back to what I was saying at the beginning about experiencing skepticism when looking at this technology in the first instance, what a lot of people find very powerful is hearing stories directly from people who've had benefits. So if you're in the same room as them or you know them, when you hear these stories, it really helps you to understand the potential for this technology. So, is there anybody with us this evening who would like to share a story for the benefits of newcomers? You'd just like to raise a hand, or okay, is that a hand, David? Thank you.
Sorry, not intentionally. I was sorting something outside, but yeah, I'm always happy to share how it has helped in our home. And without it, I don't know where we'd be, to be quite honest. And it is just by chance when we were in our hour of desperation that I saw an online social media post by someone trying out this pair of socks and a sleeve at the time. And I'd scrolled past it now and back, and I took a look at it again. I scrolled on again, and then I went back and took another look at it and watched the full video. And I saw the immediate effect of how someone who could scarcely walk, whose mobility was greatly improved. And at that time, our daughter was going through a similar inconveniences. And I got in contact with the man who shared the post, and I asked him some more information about it, and he sent me his link where I could buy the stuff, and I shared it and showed it with my wife, and I sort of said, "How can that do anything?" Well, she says we are just at our wits' end, so let's try it and see. And so reluctantly, maybe, or skeptically again, I ordered a pair of socks to see if this thing would work. And the day that the socks arrived, my wife called me up to work and told me that our daughter could stand up again and take a few steps after being in a wheelchair for 6 months. So I can't sing the praises of Fox Life enough, and even that's now coming 3 years next month. And even still, things have improved. She could walk across a room now without the socks on, but she couldn't go for a day or an hour without the socks. So she hasn't had the socks off her feet in 3 years, except at the start she used to even have to wear them in the shower. Now she can actually stand for those few minutes to have a shower without her socks. She can take a few steps across a room, but without the socks, our daughter would be immobile. It's just basically as black and white as that.
Well, thank you, David. That's a truly amazing story, and for those people who know you and know your family, that must be really heartwarming to see.
Absolutely.
So I think we can squeeze another one in, because anyone else like to share? Go on then, Ange. Thank you. You're still on mute.
Hi, yeah, I'm Angela Smith. I've been wearing the product since July 2019. I have fibromyalgia, which causes pain all over and great fatigue. I was a teacher, I had to give up because of it. Also the brain fog. Friend rang me up and said, "I've got something that'll help you with your fibromyalgia." I said, "Okay, what is it?" So she said, "Socks and insoles." And I said, "Don't be ridiculous. How can a pair of socks and insoles help me?" But I was open enough. I said, "Okay, send them and I'll try them." Went away on holiday to Canada for 3 weeks, put the insoles in my shoes and the socks on, and I couldn't believe it. I had so much more energy. I wasn't in the same exhausting pain all the time. And I was keeping up with the family. In fact, I was better than them over the period. Came back, was playing tennis. Always did play tennis, but I could only play once a week, and that would wipe me out for the week. And everyone said, "What's wrong with you?" Because I was so much faster around the court, hitting the ball harder. and now I can play 3-4 times a week. Sometimes I play 2 or 3 league matches in a week, and I'm just a different person. So it sort of changed my life, and so now I promote it for other people because it's just incredible, and it's drug free. And in terms of study, my son, who is very difficult to get to wear any of this stuff at all, he was doing his final degree last year, struggling to actually complete something that's getting right to the deadline, and I just gave him a new pair of socks and said, just put these on. I don't know if it's going to help, but it might. But somehow he managed to get through it. It sort of, I'm sure it did help him focus better for that time. So yeah, it's certainly an amazing product.
Great, thank you, Ange.
And do you mind me asking you, Ange, when you say you're playing more sports and running around the pitch, so for someone that had fibromyalgia, how's the difference in levels of pain compared with when you didn't have the technology, playing any sport, compared with playing lots more sport and afterwards now? Yeah,
well, while I was playing without it, I would feel the pain, and then afterwards I would struggle for the next few days, several days, sort of a week. So I could only do it once a week. But I mean, after I started wearing them, a friend of mine said, "Oh, I'm going to do a 10K. Do you want to do it?" I said, "Well, I'll see." So I went out for a run with the first time, and I ran 3 miles without stopping. And that was the September. And November, I did a 10K at the Olympic Stadium.
Wow. Wow. Fantastic. I mean, the reason for that question is because a lot of people say to me, "Oh, I tried it once, or I tried it for a short period of time, it didn't work." But obviously, the longer you wear it for, the longer are the longer term benefits. Yeah, definitely. As David has pointed out with his daughter as well. Yes, yeah. I've actually had my brain mapped, and the difference on and off is quite incredible.
Great stuff. Thank you, Ange. It's important. I should have said this a little earlier, that we can't make any medical claims for this technology, other than those claims you saw on the video about the pain patch. Otherwise, we can't make any medical claims. If you look in our Facebook group, we have a testimonial group with more than 55,000 people on it. You will find people who are suffering with a wide range of conditions telling their stories. The company hasn't forced them to do that. That's their own opinion, their own situation, and they have shared how it has helped them. And that's important for us to get these messages across to as many people as we can. So, Stuart, have you got anything? You have a story you might want to add as a final piece?
Not a story, but just a reiteration really to those people who are watching this on repeat afterwards. Is the important thing right now about the child's brain is that the attention and focus is just not there. And if you speak to it, I mean, I've got 2 children, and I know this for a fact, that when you ask them to concentrate on something and focus on something, their attention's very, very short. They just cannot do it because of the way their brains are being shaped by the vagaries of social media and attention, Snapchat, all these other things that they're attending to the whole time. They just can't hold it. So it's really important time for them right now. If you have an opportunity to try this, as we said beforehand, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee in these products. If you have an opportunity to try it for the children that you know or the people taking professional exams, you'd be crazy not to at least give it a try, or at least give it a good look and an opportunity to change their brains so they can achieve that success. And also another important thing to say is that if you're watching this, you're either live today or watching on repeat, go to the person who introduced you to this call and ask them for more details. Don't reach out to one of us that are presenting it, but go to the person that brought you to the call. Yeah, loads of stories, John, but I'm not gonna say them today. I'm going to save them for another day. It's too hot today in the UK. I'm going to save it for when it's raining. So thank you very much for your attention tonight, and enjoy the rest of the day.